what I see with the most successful real estate investors is they know how all the players move on the board, so to speak. They know all the strategies. They understand it really well. And that way, when they come across a property, it might not be, a good fix and flip situation.
Right.
And it might not be a wholesale situation, but it might be a subject to situation. You know what I mean? Like, if you know how all the pieces on the board move, you can play the game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another fantastic edition of the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me as always is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder. And today, you're going to notice we're sitting in a little bit of a different configuration. Matt and I finally decided to become friends.
Yeah, we decided to sit closer to each other.
Yeah, that way, when one of us takes a left turn, the other one can smack him.
Yep. So Jay is now within backhand distance.
That's right. I just wanted to make sure that we were close enough that I could.
I'm working on my,
weave.
I'm going to dodge it. So,
nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
My bob and weave.
Bob and weave.
Yes.
So, Mr. Matt Snyder.
Yeah.
What's new and exciting?
Man, we got a lot coming up.
We do.
The biggest thing, though, that's been on my mind, at least, is the national conference. Well, I don't know if that's what you were after.
I want to get there.
Yeah.
But I think first we should talk about what's coming up next week.
Okay.
Because next week we have an awesome opportunity with Bob Bloom and Patrick Munson both coming into the studio to record.
That's right.
Now, here's the one thing about this that I didn't realize that other people weren't understanding. These classes that they're coming to record are Renatus courses.
People didn't know that?
No, apparently there was a little bit of confusion around that, and so I wanted to apologize.
Oh, man.
These are designed for the Renatus community. So if you are an Essentials holder, then you can tap into the live stream as we're creating these courses on the 23rd and 24th. And if you are local and you want to come join us and be a part of the live studio audience, you are welcome to do that as well. So if you own the Essentials in the Renatus education, you are welcome to tap into these courses either live in the studio or online with us, and you get to be a part of the movie making magic.
Yeah.
I almost said project, but it's more than just a project.
Yeah, it is.
It's magical.
It's magical. But yes, part of Renatus. Essentials, you've got to be an Essentials holder. Yep. But if you're local, come in. These are fantastic classes too. Both of these instructors are incredible.
And one part about this that is, it's hard to describe the power of being in the room and having the opportunity to talk to the instructor offline.
Yeah.
To talk to them either in a small group or one-on-one, to be able to ask a question and say, hey, I'm curious what this meant or what, and to get that personalized feedback.
Oh, yeah.
You just can't really beat that.
Yeah, let alone just being able to ask questions or interact, during the recording if there's that opportunity, which oftentimes there is. That's huge. You're the one that gets to ask the question.
Exactly.
Some of these people, they're immortalized in our education, for years, depending on the class, because some classes don't need re-recording for years.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. It's always kind of boggled me. I've always asked, why is it that people still attend sporting events live? We've got high def cameras and the cameramen are so good. They zoom in on the play. You can see like every little nuance.
Every blade of grass.
Yeah, every little thing. Why is it that people still attend live?
And why do they?
It's the energy.
Yeah.
There is nothing like feeling the energy in the room. You can't replicate that online. You can't replicate that through a screen.
Yeah, you can't. It's, especially, you're talking about the whole stadium just vibrating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been to several sporting events in my lifetime, and it's nuts when things go,
Oh yeah, it gets electric. It's like crackling in the air.
Yeah, I'm trying not to talk about Supercross because those are all the experiences I can think of. But
he's worried because he's in smacking distance now. He knows that if he gets too deep down that rabbit hole.
Oh man, yes, yes, I know. So Yeah.
Oh, so
what else we got coming
that's
up?
the 23rd and the 24th
Okay.
here in the studio. Now, if you're going to be attending live with us, we ask that you go onto the Renatus calendar and make sure that you indicate that you're going to be joining us in studio. That way we just know how many people to expect in the audience with us. But if you are within driving distance of the Renatus studio, I highly encourage you to be here both on the 23rd and the 24th, or either one of those individually if you can make it, because it will be well worth your sacrifice. All right. Now let's move on to the main event.
Okay.
Which is
the national conference.
The national conference.
Yes. March 20th, 21st, and 22nd, right?
Very good.
I did that from memory, all by my lonesome.
Look at you.
Yes.
Bam. See,
Yes.
he's also in fist bumping distance now,
yeah,
too.
now we can, that's right. We
Yes.
can, the little fist bump going on.
Yeah, see, I can. There we go. There we go. That was not awkward at all. So here's the deal: the Renatus National Conference has been branded the E3 Summit.
Yeah.
Because it stands for educate, equip, and engage.
Yes.
And you'll never believe this, but each day is going to have its own brand.
Its own E
yes.
associated with it.
So the first day with getting educated, you're going to notice that we have packed that day with Renatus instructors.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get them all on the same day right now.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we have 11.
Wow.
11 are coming.
That would be hard to put them in one day.
That would be a lot for one day.
That's a big day.
But we're going to have a great day. That first day is going to be awesome.
It really will.
And it's going to be all about getting educated. So you're going to be hearing from the Renatus instructors, from our practitioner instructors, individuals who make their full-time living doing what it is that they're teaching about. They're going to be getting up on stage. They're going to be talking all about what is relevant in the strategy that they employ most often, how they're making the most money today in today's landscape, in today's market. And we've got 11 of them. Granted, I'm not sure if we can get them all on the first day, but they're all going to be there talking.
Yeah, it'll be incredible. And, I feel like a broken record because I've said this every year that we've done the J.A.M before the National, which is like 4 or 5 years now, I think. This is probably the 5th year.
Yep, I think so.
But broken record time, you can't or don't underestimate the impact of the National and what it is to be there. It's so hard to communicate really the emotion that you'll feel, right? Like you could think of it as another conference. That's the mistake I think a lot of times people make.
I agree.
Especially ICMs when they don't bring people that they should have brought, and you get to the very end and somebody always comes up to me, although it didn't happen last year. Maybe because I've been,
because you've been harping on it so much, they're like, I can't say it to him.
But yeah, people come up and they're like, man, I wish I would have known it would have been this good. I would have brought, XYZ person with me, guests, people that are either getting started or just want to know more about us. And that's a great place to bring them.
Absolutely. And this year, we are doing as much as we possibly can to enable that for every single person.
Yeah.
So not only do we have an early bird price that's going on right now for all students and ICMs who are already involved with us and want to join the national conference, we have that early bird price going on right now. That expires on the 22nd of February. Make sure you don't miss that. But then we also have an all-access guest pass as well as a basic guest pass. So for the all-access guest pass, they're going to get all 3 days of the education, all 3 days of the national conference. They're going to get the conference-branded T-shirt and the journal and the pen. They're also going to get access to the banquet, the awards ceremony and banquet. And that's really designed for those individuals who are maybe not yet a part of Renatus.
Yeah.
So those people who know who we are, maybe are interested in what we're doing, but have never bought anything with us, that's who is intended to be able to benefit the most from that guest pass. Now for anybody who may not want to spend the money to go to the banquet, and I cannot stress this enough, that while the national conference is truly magical, the pinnacle of the event by far is the award ceremony and the banquet.
Oh yeah. That's where they say, it goes from your head to your heart. That's where I love it because you get to hear from people what they're really going through, right? Like, it's one thing to a professional speaker on a stage, speaking. That's great.
Yeah.
And that's very impactful. But when you've got people that are, everyday average people in Renatas, and they're up there to get an award that they've worked all year for, and you get to hear the backstory, the work, everything that went into getting them to where they are today. So satisfying.
It is.
You get to see the struggles that they've gone through, oftentimes even just the health challenges and the whatever relationship challenges and the money, that they've had to go through to get to where they are. And you get to see how much they've overcome to either be successful in real estate or in marketing. And
right.
That is fun, man. That's cool.
It is. So. It's inspirational because you get a new perspective and a new belief instilled in you from somebody who has been there, who has faced the hard thing and has worked through that obstacle. And while our awards ceremony, they last a little while. Like we'll go for 7-8 hours. And longer sometimes.
Bring snacks.
Be prepared for that kind of a marathon. However, also bring extra water because you are going to run dry. The tears flow freely during the award ceremony.
You'll be dehydrated.
You will.
Bring a sports drink.
There you go. Bring one of those salt packets so that you can stay hydrated during the. It's an amazing opportunity, and I cannot overstate that. So when we talk about the All Access Guest Pass being $95, it is worth it's worth 10 times that in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we did create a basic guest pass at $30, and that's for those individuals who are maybe a little less committed or maybe can't attend the banquet for whatever reason. They have other obligations, whatever it is. We created that $30 guest pass for them as well. So there is no excuse not to bring everybody that you can get your hands on to the national conference.
Oh, and I would absolutely do that because they're going to learn who we are.
Oh yeah. And there will be they will not have a question of what Renatas is, what we're doing, and what we are creating, the opportunities we create for people.
Absolutely. It's a very powerful event. What a incredible tool to close somebody, really. To bring them in and get them to the point where they're ready to make a decision.
Should I share a little bit about maybe some of the instructors we have coming?
Yeah, I think you should.
So we have, let's see here. Patrick Munson's going to be there. Bob Bloom is going to be there. Eric Counts is going to be there. Randall Cloud is going to be there. Brian Sump is going to be there. And then I've got a couple more that I can't say quite yet.
That's cool.
Because I'm still getting their accommodations taken care of. But
wasn't Brian Sump like a diesel mechanic?
He was. He was. He was
quite the story.
He was a student. Somebody who came into the education, was able to learn enough that he created an income. His wife had said, you can't quit your job until our house is paid off, I think is what it was.
It was something. I remember. I don't remember the specifics. It was something
she had set a criteria. And so Brian, who was literally a diesel mechanic and working full time, was able to create enough income that they paid off their house, and then he became a full-time real estate investor.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stories that we love to create. Those are the stories that you hear at the national conference that are so inspiring. And now Brian has been an instructor with Renatas since the very beginning. I think 2011 is when he taught his first class for us.
Wow.
And
he goes back.
Oh, he does go back, but it has been a phenomenal journey to see him continue to grow as well in his business. To now he's able to work his real estate business, and he volunteers his time every single week to different organizations that he believes in. And it's like, you know what? That's awesome.
It is.
That's the Renatas dream right there.
It's cool.
So that national conference, I don't even know how to express fully just what the national conference can do and will do for individuals. You have to be there to experience it. You have to see it to believe it, because you will feel it. You will feel the authenticity of every person that shares. You will feel that not just does the opportunity go from your head to your heart and you get excited and you get fired up, but you're also going to have all of these real estate strategies that are also shared with you, where your head will start to believe that it is possible. You're going to start to see what steps you need to take in your life and in your business to advance your real estate investing career. So I'm excited. I can't wait for the Hug Fest to begin, for our family to come back together once again and to celebrate and honor one another.
People like to hug.
Now, lots of hugging.
Yep.
Yeah. Be ready to hug people.
Yeah.
So that is coming up.
You don't have to if you don't want to, though. It's not like that.
It's mandatory. It's a requirement.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Here's the deal, though. You really need to get your ticket right now. Why? We have assigned seating, and the sooner you get your ticket, the better seat you're gonna get. We used to do that whole, we'll open the doors and let everybody run to their seat. That was not conducive to.
People get trampled. I mean,
they get trampled. They get pushed out of the way. It's not a very good opening. And so we've created the system so that you guys can reserve your seats ahead of time. So if you want the very best seat, if you want to get as close to the stage as possible so that you can see, hear, and take part at the highest level, you need to get your tickets ASAP.
Yep.
Now, if you, for whatever reason, have to delay, make sure you get your ticket before the 22nd of February, as that is when the early bird price expires. That's when it goes from $397 all the way up to the $447. And then, but wait, there's more. There's one more date I want you to be aware of, and that's March 10th. Any ticket that is purchased after March 10th cannot take part in the banquet and award ceremony and will not get the conference swag.
That's too bad. But that's because we have to put in a food order.
It is. Right? There are hard dates with our vendors that we have to meet in order to make sure that we have enough for everybody who's coming. So that's the hard cutoff for us.
So get it in before then, especially. Yes. But I would get it in before you said February 22nd, right?
February 22nd is when the early bird expires. Yep. Yeah. All right. You ready for this?
Yeah. What do we got?
So we recently, and this was as of the beginning of the year, have modified the call that we do on Mondays. And it used to be the Founders Live. Actually, it used to be the Founders Webinar. And then it became the Founders Live.
It never changed. It's always been the Founders Webinar, says me.
No.
So at 4 p.m. Utah time.
Oh, man.
So.
Oh, that grates on me on so many levels. You smacking. No, I'm just kidding. I have loved the most recent update that we've seen to that call. So the call has changed, and it has become 100% focused on real estate investing and on strategies that are being employed today. Our very first call was with Umair Haq, who has been presented now as the newest Renatus instructor. He's going to be teaching a class all about mobile home parks and how to use that as an investing strategy. And then we had Christian Sadler come out on this last call. And Christian did a fantastic job. He was talking about wholesaling, which is honestly one of the quickest ways to start making money as a real estate investor because of how you purchase and acquire a property, how you sell the property, all that. But I wanted to play a quick clip from this last call. It was so funny and yet so poignant and so just hit the nail on the head with how a lot of investors feel as they get started in real estate investing. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip.
Okay.
Words for our audience today. I think I've said a lot of what I needed to say, but be willing to ask questions, even if you feel like they're stupid. I asked a lot of stupid questions in the beginning. And I'll give you an example, just so that you guys, if I take the embarrassment on myself, then you guys don't have to take it on yourself. I was around, I was coming to different events when I was, 21, 22 years old, getting started, Bob. And they kept talking about subject to. And I just kept listening, and I couldn't wait. I didn't have my courses yet, so I was like, I'm wondering what subject 2 is, but I still haven't even figured out subject 1. It took me about 6 months before I figured out that subject 2 was subject to the existing mortgage. not subject number 2. So take that as as it is. Be willing to ask the questions. I sat around mulling over that for months.
I love this clip. I love it for so many reasons. The first is because if you know Christian Sadler, you know that he is a seasoned real estate investor now with more than 15 years of experience, almost 20 years of experience. Yeah.
Like
just
that,
an incredible experience at this point. And so to hear him talk about as he got started, that he had that question about what subject 2 was because he didn't even know what subject 1 was.
You got to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, look at him now.
Yeah, truly. And I love how he talked about, being willing to ask the stupid question, being willing to put yourself out there so that you understand, right? Don't hold yourself to a bar of what other people understand in real estate investing.
Right.
Because other people will see things differently than you do. They will understand things. They'll have an experience that you don't have.
Yep.
Instead, ask the stupid question for where you are right now so that you can make progress from there.
That said, we'd like to announce our new class coming up in March called Subject 3. I'm just kidding.
Did you had me for half a second? I was like, what new class, man? I didn't know that. Awesome. Yeah, our Subject 3 class. No, I'm just kidding. There is no Subject 3 class, but the power of the Renatus Invest Edge has become evident because Christian came out and he just killed it. Talking about wholesaling, talking about deals he did. Not that I was about to say this year, but this year is only a couple weeks old. It was last year. And how much money he made on it. He was sharing, how he found the deal and then how he tapped into a community of investors and how he was able to then promote the deal to other people. And I love it. Next Monday, we get the opportunity to hear from Dr. Carrie Skrdla.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Oh, it's going to be a barn burner.
Yeah.
She's not just talking about real estate investing, but she's also going to talk a little bit about the psychology related to real estate investing and how it is that we build our own belief in real estate investing. And
cool.
It's kind of one of those those 101 courses where, hey, this is foundational information for every single real estate investor. But the funny part is most real estate investors, they forget it. And so when you come back to the information, come back to the, why am I doing what I'm doing? How is this, how is this going to affect me long-term? All of a sudden, it just really helps to solidify your why long-term, keep you motivated long-term.
Okay.
And so it's going to be an awesome.
What's her doctorate in?
Is it in psychology? What was it? It's neuro
brain
something. Brain stuff. She's qualified to talk about that.
Oh,
absolutely. And she worked with the Disney Corporation for years, helping them to better understand this. What was it? Now I can't remember exactly what she did with them, but you're absolutely right. She is qualified to talk about this and to train on it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And she's an incredible speaker and investor, ICM, all those things. So it'll be fun to hear from her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get your people on there.
So we have one more clip that we're going to watch really quick.
Yes.
And this one is actually from you.
Yeah. I thought it was good, man.
Do you want to build up to it at all? Is there any?
No, I just think, that this is some really good advice if you're looking to become a real estate investor. So,
all right, here we go.
Sound advice from somebody who's done it.
How can someone become wealthy in 2022?
First, take risks. It's the only way that you're going to make money. Number 2, believe in yourself. Number 3, work with smart people. Find an entrepreneur, someone who has a proven track record, and align myself with them, learn everything I could from them.
How can someone become wealthy in 2022?
Man, that is basically what we do. We teach. We've got a community of people you can talk with, work with people that are, down the road farther than you. Especially when it comes to the marketing end. We've got a real estate coach though that's fantastic with people and coaching them on real estate. So
yeah.
I love that because I was like, man, couldn't come up with a better advertisement for Renatus, but yet, he's just some multimillionaire real estate developer on the street that gets asked. And I love these YouTubes where people are just going up to
man on the street style.
Yeah, man on the street style, just asking these guys, questions, either advice or how they got there. And I love it. So
yeah, I love it too. And I love that it highlights all of the greatest parts of Renatus.
Yeah.
Because not only do we have that education, we also have examples of people that have gone before. Mm-hmm. We have a community of like-minded investors that are all out there trying to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And we have coaches, we have systems, we have it all. And I love that he was talking about it from the perspective of the individual. A tool doesn't work unless you work it, right?
Right.
And I think so many times, especially in our day and age, so many people want that automatic car wash. They want to just flip the system on and have it start churning out dollar bills.
Yeah.
And you might be able to get there. However, you definitely won't get there if you don't put in the work.
Yeah. I think a situation like that is unlikely, where you can just get into a business and it makes money from the get-go and it's just systematized already.
Yeah.
And it's just, turnkey, I guess, as you would say. The reality is that doesn't happen. I mean, not very often. So the reality is you got to put some work into it, and you better love and enjoy what you're doing. So, whether it's helping people or it's real estate, I've seen different people have different whys, but there's something behind them that's driving them to do this and to invest in real estate and make a successful business.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, real estate is one of the few businesses that you can, as you get educated, start employing new strategies right out of the gate and see how they work and how they can be weaved together with other elements inside of your existing business. So if you focus on one strategy, you can focus on that, you can do great. You can focus on two strategies, you can weave them together and you can do great. You can focus on multiple strategies, and then you can start employing all these different levers at the same time, and you can do great.
Yeah, I mean, what I see with the most successful real estate investors is they know how all the players move on the board, so to speak. They know all the strategies. They understand it really well. And that way, when they come across a property, it might not be, a good fix and flip situation,
right,
and it might not be a wholesale situation, but it might be a subject to situation. You know what I mean? Like, if you know how all the pieces on the board move, you can play the game. And so people that understand all of this are usually the ones that can turn a deal that many others will look at and be like, that's not a deal, and they'll turn away. They're able to take that. They know how to make it work. Yeah. Make it work for everybody. So,
and that's one of my favorite parts of the Renatus education is so many times when my wife and I have started to look at a deal, and the strategy that we initially went for, that we thought was going to be the one, it turned out that strategy wasn't going to work like we thought it would in this specific deal. However, that didn't mean we gave up on it. Instead, we started looking at the deal from different angles and saying, okay, what about this? What about this? What about this? And even though we weren't necessarily extremely proficient in those strategies, we understood the basics because we'd watch the classes, and so we could see it from a different direction. We go, okay, I think this strategy will work in this situation, and then we could go back to the library, go back to the courses, watch the courses that deal directly with the situation.
The course library, not the actual library.
Our course library, the Renatus course library. Yeah. We would watch that course. We would then be able to apply it to that deal, and then boom, we could figure out a new strategy and how it works. And so, you need to, I absolutely agree. Watch all of the classes so that you have an understanding of what every single one does. Make sure that you focus in one of those strategies initially as you're getting started so that you can become proficient at it. And then as more deals come along, you're going to start to see other elements of deals where you're going to go, oh, maybe I can employ this strategy here as well, and then go back and become proficient in that strategy. So in real estate investing, you don't have to know everything out of the gate. And having an awareness of everything is going to allow you more opportunity in every deal.
Yeah, and classes that do teach everything, right? Like, I understand that some people aren't going to go through all the classes before they get into their first deal. But at least you've got that whole catalog there in case you've got to go back and look at something. So.
And I just got to put this one out there because because we have now introduced the unlimited coaching aspect, where with the right package, you get that 6 months of unlimited coaching. That is going to be a shortcut for most people who haven't necessarily watched all of the classes, who come across a deal, who then present it to the coach who has watched all of the classes, and have the coach be able to say, hey, have you thought about this? Have you learned this yet? And then to give you direction on exactly what classes you need to watch to be able to leverage the education to creating the best opportunity possible.
There you go. That's the best argument for coaching I've heard right there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Amen. All right. Well, this has been a phenomenal podcast. I love being able to review not just what's upcoming, but things that have happened inside of the Renatus community. I can feel the energy building, and it's so much fun.
Me too. So get your people on the Invest Edge.
Oh yeah.
That is I think crucial. So Umair did the first one on mobile homes.
He killed it.
And he crushed it. And the information provided was so good.
So good.
Right. So, and then Christian with last week. This next week's going to be really good with Dr. Carrie Skurdlip.
Yep.
So be there and get your people on.
So make sure that you subscribe to the Renatus YouTube channel. Make sure that you are liking it. Hit that little bell so that you can get all the notifications as we go live and as new videos are posted, because we are starting to load up the YouTube channel with just the most amazing content.
Yep.
Man.
Ditto.
Yep. Thanks for being with us. Don't forget, the reason why Renatus rocks is because of the people who are associated with us. That includes every single one of you. That includes you, who I can now smack if I needed to. And it also includes Mr. Aaron Peterson, who is our man behind the curtain. I am so grateful to be here with you in 2025 because Renatus rocks.